So when you interview someone, you hope to help fans learn something new about them, but after 20 years in the league, when even your Wikipedia page has information about your great-great-grandparents dating back to like pre-Civil War days, do you feel like at this point there's anything people don't know about you?
I know, I feel like every story's been told, so it's hard to think back on many things that have happened in my life that people don't know. It's interesting for me when I look back at a lot of those things. I still see myself as a kid growing up on Portola Drive. So in my mind, so few things have changed outside of my career, but hopefully I can add to that Wikipedia page with my career here at the Bucs.
And we've talked about 20 years. I mean, after 20 years, what makes you still want to be working out, learning a new playbook, practicing all of the time, trying to hone your craft still? I mean, what is your why when you have stats and records in Super Bowls for days?
Well, I think it's, for me, the love of the game. And, if you think about motivation of, waking up in the morning and training and going out there and preparing for a game, I think that if I was motivated by other things outside of that, you're right, probably some of those things might have worn off at this point about stats or, winning games is what we're all here for. That's what it's all about. But for me, I really want to be the best I could be every time I take the field. And I have really high expectations for myself. I want to, bring my best to my teammates every day. And I'm really happy to be here and to have the opportunity that the Bucs have given me to go out there and do what I love to do. And I've been fortunate to meet so many of the teammates that I have. It's been obviously a challenging time the last 4 or 5 months, getting to know everybody. But slowly, surely, we'll get to know everyone, and excited about what we're putting together. Everyone's working really hard, and we have a long camp left. We have a lot of practices to still go through, a lot of lessons to learn, but we're going to try to make some improvements every day.
And now, since you have met a lot of those people, you've gotten at least a few practices under your belt. What do you think about this offense overall and some of those individual teammates that are a part of it?
Well, I would say it's a very hardworking group. Guys have shown incredible commitment this offseason as well as this early part of camp. I think we're going to be as good as we're committed to one another. And, I've always believed that well done is better than well said. So, it's not about any predictions for me, or it's about the process that we partake to make ourselves better on a daily basis. And there's no shortcut for that. You have to actually just go out and do it. Again, that requires a lot of time and energy on the field. All the guys are putting in a ton of effort to learn each other. And the more confidence we have in one another, ultimately, the better we're going to perform.
Mike Evans has the chance to be the first player ever to start his career with 7 straight 1,000-yard receiving seasons. And right now he's tied with Randy Moss at 6. So now that you will have had a chance to play with both of them, why do you think they've both been able to be so dominant, so consistently, and so early in their career?
Well, Randy was a spectacular player. I mean, to be around a Hall of Fame receiver like that and to learn from him was an amazing thing for me in my career. I've always watched Mike from afar, even since he was in college. Quarterbacks love watching receivers. And, Mike's ability to get open, he's got incredible hands, toughness, size, speed, incredible football knowledge. And he's got a lot of rare traits that I can see why he's had 6,000-yard seasons. And he's just a spectacular player, great competitor, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what we can do together this year.
Someone else that we all know what you guys are able to do together is Gronk. Why was it so important and so exciting for you to be able to play with him again?
Well, he's been a great friend of mine, and someone that I really admire for the work that he puts in. He's got a great attitude, great teammate. He brings it every day, and he just has great charisma. Anytime he's in the huddle, you have so much confidence in him. He exudes a lot of confidence. He's got a great skill set. He's a great in the passing game. He's an incredible run blocker, and he's a great teammate. And he's got just a great positive attitude every day. So when you're looking for great teammates, that's exactly what you're looking for.
People talk about the value added to a team by a guy who's won a Super Bowl. They say, oh, he knows how to get it done. He knows what a Super Bowl team looks like. Well, with you having 6, I'd say you have one of the best sample sizes of what it takes to really be a Super Bowl team. So I want to hear from you, what is that key, outside obviously of being a wonderful quarterback? You know, we know Super Bowl teams need one of those, but outside of the quarterback position, what is that key, and how do you feel like the Bucs are going to be able to ensure that they fit that?
Well, I'd say it's a lot of detail. I don't think there's any one thing in particular. It's every single thing that we do matters. You look at the competition this year, it's already started. You don't have to wait to get to week 1 to say, hey, where do we measure up? I think you have to look at where we're at right now and know that we're already competing against every other team in the league. And if we let days go by where we're not improving and other teams are improving, we're losing ground on the field. So I think for me, trying to bring a great attitude to work every day, whether it's an off season, with some of the workout sessions. A lot of the guys were committed in the strength and conditioning room with their off season program. Even though it was virtual, I know guys were working really hard because guys have been in really good shape. So all the details matter. And I think from every minute of every day, I'm thinking about what I need to do to be the best I could be for this team. And I got to trust that my teammates are doing the same thing and that we're all committed to the same goal, which is winning. If you take that approach, you're not going to win every time. That's not the way sports are, especially at the level of competition that we're at. But you give your team the best chance to succeed. And that's all we can really ask, is to put ourselves in a position to compete against great teams on a weekly basis. And the season's very long. It's definitely a marathon, but you can't ever, lose the energy to take the foot off the gas, because all these weeks are important. And you work hard in training camp so you can be ready for September. You work hard in September so you can put yourself in a good position in October. And then that's really when the season starts, in late November and in December that's when you see what you're all about. And I know the way guys are working, we're putting ourselves in a good position to be prepared for our first game. And that's got to be a great game for us. So we got to put a lot of time and energy into figuring out how to beat the Saints.
Something Bucs fans love hearing, beat the Saints. So we've heard from players from every stage of your career about your leadership on the field. They are adamant about how incredible you are as that on-field general, but I wanted to hear what you think your role is off the field as a leader, and particularly as it pertains to things like social justice, that especially when it seems like you've gotten more involved in that lately.
Yeah, absolutely. It's certainly been off-season for all of us to listen, to learn, to have more compassion and more empathy for one another. Everybody should deserve the opportunity to reach their fullest potential. And, being in a locker room for 20 years and being around guys of every different, race, religion, skin color, background, different states, everyone brings something different to the table. And you embrace those things, they expand you in ways that you couldn't have been expanded if you weren't exposed to all those different things. So I think sports has taught me a lot of things, and being a great teammate is being supportive of one another, being supportive of what everyone and what's important to them, and really listening and learning and trying to understand and reflect on people from all different circumstances.
And then finally, what did you think the first time you saw yourself in a Bucs uniform?
Thought it was pretty cool. To see, obviously you see yourself one way for so long, and at the same time, you're more than just, the shoulder pads you're wearing. You're a human being, and for me, I love playing football. And again, I look back on my time with the Patriots. It was a great 2 decades of my life. A lot of important things happened over that time in terms of growing up and becoming a husband, becoming a father, and now having the opportunity to take all the things that I've learned and to bring them to a different place and still have the excitement to go out there and compete with a new set of teammates, with a new set of challenges, something I'm really looking forward to. So being on the field is where I like to be, because I feel like I'm doing what I love to do. We're going to still have a lot of opportunity to do that before our first game, but I'm really looking forward to this season. I know the fans are too, and I just want to go out there and, again, be the best I could be for my teammates, and know that if we all work hard, we all put the team first, we have great commitment to one another, then we'll be able to achieve something special.